Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm sharing a veggie-loaded moong dal sambar recipe. No matter how many chutneys or podis you can have with your idli and dosa, I feel that having a sambar on the side is what makes it a healthy, wholesome and nourishing meal. And this moong dal sambar, which is loaded with different vegetables, is a keeper of a recipe. We begin by washing the moong dal and we're then going to pressure cook it along with some vegetables. I'm going to be adding shallots, carrots, tomatoes, brinjals, and two green chilies, along with the water, of course, and a very big fat pinch of asafoetida before I pressure cook this. In case you want to add other veggies to this sambar, a very good fit would be pumpkins. They taste amazing. They also bring about a natural sweetness to the sambar, which is like pleasant and just soothing with idlis or dosas. If you want to add drumstick to your sambar, then I recommend that you cook the drumsticks separately and then add them to the sambar when you're simmering it. Because drumsticks pressure cooked tend to become mushy and then the overall mouth feel just doesn't feel good. So once we've added everything to the pressure cooking bowl, I'm going to transfer this to a pressure cooker and I'm going to pressure cook this for 5 whistles. Yes, 5 whistles. I prefer cooking the vegetables to a mush. This is what brings about the entire texture of the sambar. So once the pressure cooking is done, allow the pressure to release naturally and open. Now gently mash everything well, or you can even go in with a normal steel ladle and give everything a good mix, so that everything comes together and this moong dal becomes beautifully creamy in a sambar. I kind of love using moong dal in a tiffin sambar just because of its creamy texture. In case you're looking for an instant pot tiffin sambar recipe, the recipe is already live in my channel and you can also find the written recipe on my blog tomatoblues.com. So once the dal is cooked, the entire process becomes so easy. And to make this particular sambar, I am using tamarind paste over here today. In case you do not have tamarind paste, then I recommend soaking about 10 grams of tamarind in 1 cup of hot water, squeezing it and making an extract. I now heat up a pan. I add some ghee along with oil. Once the ghee and oil have heated up, I'm doing the tempering. Tempering is basically mustard seeds and some fennel seeds along with curry leaves. Also, I live in Germany. I don't have access to fresh curry leaves, so it's always dried curry leaves my side. Allow the mustard and the fennel to pop nicely before adding the next batch of shallots. I must add over here that the sambar onions are what makes this sambar's flavor stellar. But if you cannot find sambar onions where you live, then you can also use shallots. I find shallots very easily in German supermarkets, and I believe this is the case in most supermarkets in the US also. In case you have another hack for shallots, then please feel free to share it with me in the comments. After adding the shallots, I let them cook until they become pink and soft, and in goes another half a cup of ripe tomatoes. Mix everything well and allow the tomatoes to become mushy. Now let's add my homemade sambar powder. I'm using 2 teaspoons of sambar powder here. In case you do not have homemade sambar powder, you can use MTR sambar powder or pretty much any sambar powder that you have on hand. In goes some salt. Combine everything well. And then, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video or somewhere in the middle of the video, I'm not sure, I did not add the traditional puli kachal or the puli karechal, but I'm just adding tamarind paste. And I'm telling you this, Loiter, having tamarind paste on hand is a lifesaver. Like I always have 2 to 3 bottles of this tamarind paste in my fridge, and I use it every single time I forget to soak my tamarind, or I'm just short on time. It's brilliant, it's measurable, and it's super beginner friendly. Example, this sambar. I used 2 teaspoons of tamarind paste to make my sambar here, and the tanginess was just perfect. My favorite tamarind paste brands are Achi and Priya tamarind paste. Both work really well. So yeah, I spoke a lot in between, and excuse me. So once the tamarind paste goes in, we added some water and then some jaggery and let everything simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once everything has come to a beautiful simmer, we add the cooked dal mixture and combine everything well. After we've added the cooked dal mixture, reduce the heat to medium and continue to simmer it until you see little bubbles popping merrily on the surface of the sambar. Make sure that you stir the sambar once in a while to prevent it from sticking to the bottom. And is there anything I missed? Ah, yes, about the jaggery. I tend to add jaggery to my tiffin sambar. You see, I come from Coimbatore and I'm so used to the Annapurna tiffin sambar. So I like it when there is a hint of sweet in my sambar. In case you do not like it, feel free to skip the jaggery powder and make it just like you would any regular sambar. So you can see tiny bubbles appearing on the surface of the sambar, and it's simmering beautifully. Going to finish it up with some cilantro, and that's it. Sambar is now ready to be served. I would give anything to dunk my idlis in this kind of a sambar and enjoy it, in peace watching some TV. This time I served it up with some crispy millet dosas. The millet dosa recipe is also on the channel. In case you like this recipe or you make this recipe, share a picture with me and tell me in the comments how you found it.